I am leaving the doctor, leaving a specialist visit over here in Champions Gate. Just found a way to step on my laces as I stepped into the vehicle, which is always the most irritating of feelings.
Show love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
I have work tonight, but my wife said something very important while I was waiting for the appointment, which was at 1:15. It is now 2:55. But I was like 7 minutes late, and it was my first visit, so I had paperwork to fill out. So, and it's a specialist, so you already know, like, we have a tendency to like kind of show up to like appointments like 5 minutes beforehand. Like, yo, give yourself like 20 minutes solid before your appointment. Like, be there on that time. It's the only thing, not work related, that I would ever say. If you're on time, you're late. Especially if it's your first visit to a doctor's office. Nurses do this exceptionally higher than a lot of other people, but I think all of us do this. We do this thing where, like, unless something is wrong, we're not going to the doctor. And we also changed, move the goalposts or the goal by what is wrong. Like, if you have a small cough but it's not impeding on your lifestyle, then we just kind of get used to this cough, and before you know it, you've been coughing for months and you're not really interpreting it as something wrong. If you are being charged for insurance, which I'm not even going to get into how much of a racket I think health insurance and insurance is in American society, that's my own political views, will go off into another time. But if you are paying for it, use it, because you are getting charged whether or not you're using it. And you're going to be, charged whether you use it when you use it too, but at least make sure that you're healthy. Just because you don't have an actual manifestation of like symptoms with like sneezing, coughing, or something directly impeding your life, like, don't ignore things. I've been ignoring something as a nurse that has been sitting on my back for a very long time, and it's just now that I'm going to the doctor to see about it. My experience I'm not going to get into, because I don't want to deter people from that with my mixed feelings towards my experience at said specialist, because there's certain things I understand and certain things I think they could have done better. But I feel lucky that the doctor seems so confident in the fact that there's nothing wrong. Now, I do feel like I'm also going to make sure and do my due diligence and go get a second opinion, which is going to be another hassle in itself, to find another specialist and get another, and go through the whole being a first time at that place as well. But it is going to be important to make sure that they are right about that, because it's something that was on my skin that I wanted to make sure was benign and harmless. And all I can say is just let's do better about taking care of ourselves, especially because we're already paying for the service and the charges of having health insurance. So anyway, I'm gonna drive now. See you guys at home. All right, so something that we're dealing with now is these spiders either showing up dead around the house or showing up and we have to kill them. First, it was these little brown spiders, and we kept trying to look online, which is already annoying and was prompting us to go and get pest control. But the latest one that we found, thank God, only in the garage so far, are surrounded by a bunch of dead spiders, is this guy here. So not this little spider here, but a larger spider that is black and has a little red underbelly. I'm a little concerned that I'm not seeing him now. As you can see, there's some dead spiders here. And what's weird is that is not the spider, unless that's like a baby of that spider that I'm looking for. Should have sprayed him when we had the chance. Anyway, we've been looking it up and we're pretty much convinced it's one of two spiders. I'm spraying them now. It's hiding on the back. Neither one of which we are very happy to hear about, because the spider is poisonous and the bite hurts very badly, and we have a toddler on top of not wanting either of us to get bitten on top of it. Yet another thing that we're dealing with here in Central Florida is this craziness with the spider thing, which I suspect is being brought on also by the new construction. I've even gone as far as thinking that it might be the materials that the houses are being constructed, or maybe it's just the area. But yeah, this is not something fun so far. What I didn't realize is apparently what had happened was the spider I was looking for hid because another little spider got on his web, his or her web, and that's where it was. So it's now on one of the buckets. I'm gonna try and kill this thing and hope for the best here. There's also a resident cricket that lives here in our garage, which is kind of annoying too, but we've gotten used to it, and plus we can't hear it in the house anyway. All of this is happening at 5:30, and I have to go into work I have to leave here in about half an hour roughly. That's gonna be fun. What's up, everyone? So one of the most beautiful things that we don't take advantage of enough since we've moved here, we get this this blue and pink sky very, very often here in Davenport, and you get it almost year round, because it just happens earlier in the day during like winter time. We've been here almost a year in Central Florida, and I can't overstate how beautiful the sunset is, especially the further west you go. So the more you go towards 27, I would imagine Tampa would have that. Listen, no disrespect to who all who live in Tampa, it's just not my cup of tea, so I always have to kind of grit my teeth when I'm going to give them compliments over there. It's not the people for the most part, or the people that I connect with from Tampa. It's just there's something about the place. It's just something. Anyway, so we were inside, and a very important conversation that me and Lisa have been having recently is talking about work burnout, specifically in our case nursing burnout, which Lisa thinks I'm suffering from right now, which is very, very important to pay attention to signs. But anyway, like just in general, burnout, one of the things that really lead to that, in my estimation of things, is not enjoying your time away from work enough. So it's like I work tomorrow, for example, and I worked last night, and usually energy levels mentally and physically would lead to just staying inside all day. It kind of got us already with the whole like, oh, it's almost 4 now, can we bother to leave the house? Where we want to go is we're gonna get stuck in traffic. So we didn't take our trip to IKEA as Lisa wanted to go to, but that's here nor there. We decided, even if it's getting late, to get outside and just get some fresh air, enjoy the fact that we have this kind of weather to enjoy. We still haven't gotten our lawnmower, so we still have them coming and servicing it, but they're only coming once a month. So every time we cut it and it looks great, we end up not coming outside when it's low, and then it rains like 2 times, and then it's back to like looking like we're 2 days away from the HOA trying to send us a notice or something. Anyway, all that said, we hunkered up and got to go through the sliding glass as soon as I knew Kellan heard that he was gonna come downstairs. So we're outside just enjoying fresh air. It's nothing major, we're just literally outside, but sometimes that's all it takes. Smells like someone might be barbecuing close by, which is just like a great like smell to be able to take into. And you can see Lisa and Kellan doing some spinning and stuff. And we're gonna have to do some magic tonight because we're gonna have to tire him out. He took a nap really late. He's gotten off of his sleeping pattern, fighting this nap until it was 1:30 till 2:30, till like trying to fight the nap altogether. And then by like 4:35, he's passing out, which never helps us because then he's ready to stay up until 1 or 2. Well, not 2, but like 12 or 1 at night. So gonna have to do something to try to get him back on the schedule. Maybe try to take him to one of the splash pads. Maybe up in Claremont, maybe the one down in Haines City, maybe the one that we took him to previously in Dr. Phillips. Who knows? Anyway, I am going to do what I needed to do, which is now while they're playing, I'm going to run and clean out this little area on the sliding glass. That way I can, with the 2 parents, we can still play with him and also still get some work done. We're still fighting this spider issue, which makes me paranoid every time we put him down to sleep, or that we hear him, expressing himself too loud. I don't know if he's just being excited and just making noises, which, I'm all about him expressing himself, get that primal roar out, or, if like worst fear, if something has bitten him or something like that. So gonna have to research having someone probably come and professionally spray, but in the meantime we are doing what we can, which is using like this home defense on the outside perimeter area. And also I did kill the black spider that we were worried the most about, but we're still seeing these little brown ones all around the place. They're starting to show up dead now, so hopefully the home defense, the first one that we did some work. But yeah, anyway, let me rush and do what I was gonna do. So these are the little gross little factors that you get here. Spider's been busy at work on the outside here, and this only takes a couple of weeks to get bad like this. And of course we leave our light on the outside on, so that leads to bugs flying around the light, which needs to be cleaned out, and then leads to also spider activity and all of that. Let me go and quickly clean that. Our plan is to switch out this light here actually to the light inside there. It's an inside outside light that has a 3 setting light and a remote, and put the light here so we can enjoy the fan in the daytime and at the nighttime, depending on the night it is, and also kind of have a shield for when we're barbecuing. We can kind of blow away the smoke and the bugs, a 2-for-1 with the fan. Anyway, let me try to catch up with the family, see where they are. As you can see, it's already reached the point of turning on the lights, so it's getting dark, but whether we're gonna go for a walk or whatever it comes to. So yeah, they are this close to finishing this house. Conspiracy theories of whether or not the companies are purposely delivering these houses later and later to have them close at certain times so that their numbers look certain ways, or if it really is supply chain issue that every company seems to be using excuses for, even though it's not stopping them from making record profits. But as I predicted when none of these houses were here, the house next door to us was going to be the last one to be done, and it is almost there. But I didn't come for worrying about them and the problems with capitalism. This is what I came to watch Kellan still be in awe of planes and the potential passing cars. So yeah, stay there. You stay there. He's normally pretty good about this. Just gets to where he can look. I have to give him that. He never really runs to the road. He's always pretty good about just wanting to see them pass. Potentially sometimes they're lucky enough to get a wave. So yeah, this is life.
Here we are again. Let's do some late night cooking. We're gonna do some pizza. I got some mozzarella, or this is actually Italian blend Tillamook. Picked up some pizza dough from Aldi. You guys know I usually use the Publix brand. Dan saw this and was interested, so we picked that one up. And some Boar's Head turkey pepperoni. If you're from the South, you know that is Publix brand. So they're kind of big. I'm gonna chop them up. I'm not gonna do pizza. I'm gonna do pizza balls. I've never tried it, so let's see. Okay, like some of these are sticking, as you can see. Do you really think I can get one more out of this? I'm gonna try my best. One little more. So I'm stretching out the dough just a little bit more because remember we're gonna stuff it with the sauce and the cheese and all that stuff. So I want it to be a little thinner. So I'm using, this is the 2 millimeters on the Joseph rolling pin. I will include this in our Amazon affiliate link.
Oh, pop style. I did my part.
Let's use the pepperoni. You know what? So I'm gonna do sauce, cheese, pepperoni on the edge and then seal it up. So the cheese is not oozing out. So that's my logic at least. Alright, so it might look like I'm not doing a lot of cheese on them, but what I'm gonna end up doing is adding more cheese once it's in the pan. Again, I got you know, some logic behind the madness. 16. Should I do half pepperoni or just all pepperoni? What are we gonna do? We gonna do all pepperoni?
How many do you have? 16?
16.
15?
I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna just cut them and then do all. Always seem to half, or actually quarter the pepperoni. I don't know, they're kind of chunky. I don't know, like does pork pepperoni, like is it kind of thick like that? So I'm making a sauce to put on top of it, like a butter, garlic, Parmesan kind of sauce. I have about 2 tablespoons of butter in the microwave, and then I'll show you the rest. Butter, Parmesan, some basil, dry basil, and garlic. Time to clean up. All right, so this is 12 minutes. The dough said 12 to 15 minutes, so I'm gonna put a little bit more cheese because I feel like I need a little bit more cheese, and then another 3 minutes. Or until golden brown.
Okay, so I'm not trying to ruin what Lisa has going on. This is totally Lisa's project, and I'm looking forward to enjoying it. But I took it out and it was still a little pale, which Lisa would agree. I put it back for 4 minutes, same temperature, and added a little bit more cheese to the top. I figure what's gonna happen is the cheese are going to kind of melt in different stages and kind of give a different like flow to the cheese all the way through, as the cheese that was added first, and now this cheese that only gets enough time just to melt just a little bit. But again, I didn't mess with it too much. I wanted it to kind of stay how Lisa put it. And that's the end of 4 minutes. Let's go see what happens. I can only hope that it tastes as good as it looks, because now it really looks really good.
Can you hear the beautiful sounds of that bubbling? Woo-wee! I'm like so ready to dig in. So we're gonna obviously let it cool before we destroy it, but it's looking kind of nice.
I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time. You will always be my inspiration.